What is going on, everybody? This is SERG, VICENTE, the host of the greatest combat sports and culture show, the Italian Universe, the Fight Podcast. And this is this week's fight news in 10 minutes or less. If you guys like videos like this and so much more, go ahead and do us a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to this video right here and many other ones. We got so many. This is episode 341 of the show. So you got a whole bunch more episodes to go ahead and check out. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. This week, with all the news that we've had a lot of great feedback and everything coming from UFC 276. But the biggest fight news to come out this week actually has zero to do with MMA. It has to do with none other than Jake Paul. Jake Paul and Tommy Fury's fight was supposed to take place August 6th of this year, in about a month and a half or so. But unfortunately, because of some issues that Tommy Fury had coming into the country, it seems like that fight was in jeopardy. Well, check it out. Tommy Fury is out, and in comes HASIM RAHMAN Jr. He's going to go ahead and take the place of Tommy Fury and face Jake Paul. Now, check this out. Tommy Fury wasn't allowed to enter the country because of his connection with MTK Global, former associate. He's a British gangster of some sort. I don't know all the details, so I'm not going to go ahead and speculate. But one thing that I do know is that because of that, a bunch of boxers, more so Tyson Fury and everybody, are starting to get questioned because of this individual. Again, I don't know the beef, I don't know the drama, but one thing I do know is that Tyson was more associated than Tommy because Tyson was the one that was with MTK Global. So is it Tommy just pulling out to be pulling out? No, obviously something happened, and Jake Paul goes online, goes on ESPN, and essentially says, look, we sent him his pink slip. We gave him his termination letter. We try to do everything we can to get this dude to fight. We're not going to go ahead and do it. So we moved on to Rahman, who is a 12-1 boxer, legitimate boxer, has an extensive amateur background. I believe something like 100 fights or so. But the big question is this. People look at somebody like Rahman, who, yes, is a heavyweight. Yes, is a legitimate boxer. But two things come to mind. One, he was a former sparring partner of Jake Paul. So did they pick this fight because they saw and they knew something? And two, he just got knocked out for the first time in his career in April. So this fight being a fight that comes on short notice, people questioning that isn't being a hater. It's just stating the facts. We look at it and say, yeah, dude's a boxer, but why are you choosing a guy that you used to lump up on if you were actually lumping up on dude? And now they're starting to release little slow videos and shit, like a slow burn. It's interesting seeing what they're letting out, but at the end of the day, I'm going to go ahead and give Jake Paul credit. People want to shit on him for fighting, MMA fighters and people that are past their prime. This fight is a normal type of step-up fight for somebody who is trying to achieve what he's trying to achieve. I'm actually not mad at it. When I first heard it, I had some question marks. But at the end of the day, if he gets through Rahman Jr., at the end of the day, I have to say, look, he beat a legitimate boxer. And now, even though we're not hating on him, we have to respect him a little bit more as a professional boxer if he can go ahead and get through this fight. So that is going to go ahead and happen. And really quick, for those who do not know, HASIM RAHMAN Jr., 31 years old, 12-1 record, 6 career knockouts. Okay, so that is that. Jake Paul's management didn't want him to take this fight. They said it's high risk, low reward, and they're right. Nobody really knows who Rahman is, but again, he gets the justification and the accolades of beating a real boxer if he does get through. I don't care if the dude got knocked out in April. He's still a real fighter. So salute to Jake. I'm actually still interested in that fight just to see how he does end up performing in that one. So that is that. Tommy Fury out, Rahman Jr. in. That is also going to go ahead and happen August 6th. Co-main event for that is, remember, Amanda Serrano. All right. Speaking of MTK and being associated with the same type of of gangsters in England, somebody who was promoted by this company. I don't believe he is currently, but he is out. I'm talking about none other than Manchester's own Darren Till, the Scouser. He is out of UFC London, which is supposed to go ahead and take place at the end of this month. What is it? I have it written down over here somewhere. It's supposed to take place in a couple weeks. in July 23rd. There it is. All right, July 23rd. That is going to be in August. Unfortunately, he is out of the co-main event, but coming in to go ahead and take his place is Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis, we've seen a lot, 3-0 in the UFC. He's on an 8-fight winning streak, 34 years old. He's one of those guys that's kind of like an unsung hero. He could fight his ass off, and he has been destroying people. Great fight. He's coming in on short notice to face Jack Hermansson. Jack Hermansson, ranked number 10 in the UFC's middleweight division with a record of 22-7. Dude can grapple. Dude is good. This was going to be a really interesting fight between him and Darren Till. Now that that's off, look, man, Chris Curtis could actually grapple. He can wrestle. He also can strike. He has big power in his hands. I think this is a bad matchup for Jack Hermansson because I think where he was going to be able to actually have an advantage was actually going to go ahead and be in the grappling with Darren Till. I don't believe he has that anymore. This is going to be an interesting fight to watch. That UFC London card, July 27th, is going to be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and check that out. But in terms of Darren Till being pulled out, not actually sure exactly what happened. Darren Till ranked number 9. I hope he gets back because one thing about Darren Till is that he was the guy that a lot of us pegged to be the new version of Michael Bisping, the second coming, the next huge champion coming out of the UK. Now, crazy thing is, it seems like that might end up being Leon Edwards, but I digress. We'll see what happens. Hope Darren Till gets healthy and gets off the schneid. All right, moving right along, we're actually going to be done with talking about UFC for a hot second. Let's go ahead and transition to Bellator. Now, check it out. I have talked a lot about Bellator recently. I have love for the fighters in Bellator, but as a promotion, they've really irritated me for a number of reasons. One, they're not sure. I have no clue when their fight cards are. Are they on Fridays? Are they on Saturdays? Are they on Wednesdays? What's going on? We have no clue. What cities are these in? Are they all going to be on Indian reservations? I have no clue. But at the end of the day, I've said this time and time again, unfortunately, the fighters in Bellator right now aren't getting the promotion that they deserve. I think that they have phenomenal athletes in Bellator, but the promotion itself isn't doing them any justice. So, prime example with this, there is a championship fight coming up. What is this? Bellator, July 22nd. Huge card, supposed to be Bellator 283. Unfortunately, the light heavyweight champion, or should I say the lightweight champion in the other Pitbull brother, he is supposed to make his first title defense. He is unfortunately out due to an unspecified injury. He was supposed to go out there and fight Sydney Outlaw in that matchup. Sydney Outlaw, unfortunately, they're not going to go ahead and get him a replacement for that fight. But the new headliner for 283 is going to go ahead and be the former welterweight champion Douglas Lima and the upstart, the surging Jason Jackson. Again, an amazing fight, a fight that I can't wait to watch. But if I didn't tell you about this, would you guys even know? Bellator, I've never seen any posters or anything. Bellator, I got to do a better job, but hope Pitbull gets better. All right, switching it up slightly. So you know what I'm saying? Patrick Pitbull out. All right, moving right along really quick on quick hitters. Felice Herrig, former UFC fighter, former kickboxing badass from Chicago area. She just retired. She just retired from MMA and the UFC, but she just got signed by BKFC. Look, man, I'm not the biggest fan of BKFC. I don't need to see people bust each other up like that, but I'm going to say this, that weight class that they have, Paige Van Sant, Raisa Ostrovich, the other girl, I can't think of her name. It's starting to become a little exciting and people are starting to pay attention. That's a good pickup for them. Salute to Felice Herrig and that also. And then to get out, before we get out of here, you know what? Guys, that's about all the time we got. That's 9 minutes. I told you guys I'm going to give you guys this in 10 minutes or less. And by the way, salute to Chris Pratt for apologizing for being such a schmuck to Israel Adesanya. He went out there and did that on Twitter. That's what's up. But thank you guys for listening. This has been episode 341 of the greatest combat sports and culture show of all the universe. And we're talking about the Fight Podcast. I'm your host, SERG VICENTE. If you like what you hear here, please make sure you like, and subscribe to this video as well as the channel. Listen to the Fight Podcast everywhere podcasting is available: Apple, Google Play, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher. Check out all of our shows. We got the Royal Rundown talking about pro wrestling. We got Who You Got with the legendary Kat Zingano. All right, guys, we love you, and we'll see you next time right here on the Fight Podcast.